I know I will never get over this. My heart is broken, and it's going to always be broken.
Tonight, a Delaware County father is sharing the memory of his daughter just 8 days after she was killed.
And he said, "I'm sorry." And everything in me just died.
Kiana was pronounced dead at the hospital. The Uber driver's name has not been released.
Every test she passed, she called me, "Dad, I passed my test." And I told her, "I am very proud of you. I'm going to fight until my daughters I get answers for my daughter and the family."
Calvin says she was about to graduate from nursing school and had a bright future ahead of her.
If you love your kid like I love my daughter, then you will understand. And we had a great bond. And now it's like this emptiness that I'm going to feel, that I'm not going to get that from her.
Kiana Sutton, a vibrant and determined 28-year-old woman, was known to those closest to her as Baby Girl, a loving nickname her father affectionately used for her, reflecting the deep bond they shared. Kiana was a bright, outgoing, and ambitious soul with her whole life ahead of her. Her friends often described her as loyal and selfless, always putting the needs of others before her own. She had a heart of gold, constantly making sure everyone around her was okay, whether it was offering a listening ear or providing support in any way she could. On the brink of a major life milestone, Kiana was about to graduate from nursing school, a field she had worked tirelessly to enter, and she was full of excitement and anticipation for the future. She had already secured a job at Children's Hospital and was looking forward to starting her career as a full-time nurse. With so much to look forward to, Kiana was also thrilled about purchasing her very first home, a symbol of her hard work and the new chapter that awaited her. April was just around the corner, and with her graduation fast approaching, her family and friends had begun planning a celebration to honor her achievements. As the year drew to a close, Kiana, like many, decided to go out and ring in the new year. But more than just celebrating, she wanted to ensure she was being responsible, especially when it came to her safety. Knowing the city could be chaotic on such a busy night, she chose not to drive, opting instead for Uber as a safer, more reliable way to get where she wanted to go. Unfortunately, little did she know that this seemingly small decision would end up altering the course of her life in the most tragic and unforeseen way, leaving her family and friends shattered. At approximately 11 p.m. on December 31st, 2024, Philadelphia police were called to the 5900 block of Ogons Avenue in response to reports of a devastating crash. When officers arrived at the scene, they were met with a harrowing and chaotic sight. A maroon Honda Accord had violently collided with a parked tractor trailer, leaving behind a trail of destruction.
It happened here at Nedrow and Ogons Avenue in Albany just before 11 p.m.
The victim of the tragic crash was identified as 28-year-old Kiana Sutton, who was heart-wrenchingly pronounced dead at the scene. Kiana's life was taken instantly when her Uber driver collided with an 18-wheeler tractor trailer that had been parked along the bend. The force of the impact caused the vehicle to slide underneath the massive truck, resulting in catastrophic damage. Kiana, sadly, was killed on impact. The Uber driver, who was pregnant, sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was also transported to Einstein Medical Center for treatment. Though her name has not been released, her injuries were not as severe as Kiana's. As Kiana's family processed the heartbreaking news, they were left grappling with an overwhelming sense of loss and confusion. Her father, in particular, was left devastated, his mind replaying the events of that fateful night, desperately searching for answers. How did this happen? Why did it happen? What truly went wrong that night? In an emotional interview with news outlets, he shared the pain of his sudden and unimaginable loss, expressing the confusion and agony of losing his daughter so unexpectedly. How could someone take an Uber to be safe only to end up losing their life? He and Kiana had shared a deeply special bond. They were not just father and daughter, but also the best of friends. Now, in the blink of an eye, everything had been taken from him, leaving him to navigate a world without her. As the investigation continues, Kiana's family remains desperate for clarity, seeking to understand the series of events that led to such a devastating loss.
Was she going fast? Was she looking at her phone?
He says he's anxiously awaiting the findings of the investigation. And in the meantime, he keeps replaying one of his favorite voicemails from her that he had saved from a few years ago.
Dad, it's your daughter. Answer the phone.
Now, even more meaningful.
I've been calling you all day.
Her voice lives on in his heart, a reminder of their unbreakable bond and her vibrant spirit.
According to investigators, the Uber driver was navigating a bend in the road just moments before the crash occurred. However, Kiana's family remains unconvinced by this explanation, demanding more clarity regarding the circumstances that led to such a devastating incident. They are desperate for answers, particularly regarding whether any charges will be filed in connection with the crash. Surveillance footage of the scene shows a flurry of emergency responders, police, fire department crews, and medics arriving quickly along Ogans Avenue. 1 week after the tragedy, the area still bears visible signs of the crash. Shattered glass littering the pavement, a grim reminder of the night that changed everything. Yet the emotional wounds run even deeper for those who love Kiana as they try to make sense of what happened, especially with the knowledge that there are signs posted along that very stretch of Ogans Avenue that read, "No truck parking on this street, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. The truck involved in the crash, which was illegally parked on a residential street during restricted hours, should not have been there at all. Adding to the frustration, another rideshare driver who had passed through the area just 15 minutes before the crash recalled feeling uneasy about the truck's position. The driver explained that navigating around the parked vehicle was difficult as it obstructed the view when approaching the bend. This forced drivers to make a wider turn than necessary, creating a potentially hazardous situation. Philadelphia police, who are continuing their investigation into the fatal crash, have stated that the unoccupied tractor-trailer Kiana's Uber collided with was awaiting roadside assistance at the time of the incident. While this information provides some context, it has done little to calm the growing questions from Kiana's family and the community, who are still grappling with the tragic loss and the uncertainty surrounding the circumstances that led to it. In a heartbreaking post, her best friend wrote the following: "You really broke my heart all over again. Just getting out of church, bringing in the New Year's, and getting that phone call that you're no longer here with me broke me, my sister, my best friend, my heart. Everyone asks if I'm okay. Y'all don't understand how much she meant to me and how many times she was there for me. December isn't a good month for me at all. Losing my mom last December and now losing you this December is crazy. I love you, Kiana Sutton, forever and ever." An Uber spokesperson released a statement saying, "We're incredibly saddened by this horrible crash and are keeping those involved in our thoughts. We're continuing to look into this and are standing by to assist in the investigation."
She was close to graduating from nursing school and just bought a house. Her family is devastated and they want answers. Her father spoke with our Steve Keeley.
I spoke to the ER doctor that was in the ER, and I said, "Hey, could you tell me what's going on with my daughter?" They brought her in. Her name is Kiana Sutton. And he said, "Oh, how you doing?" He said, you're the father of Kiana Sutton?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you somewhere sitting down?" When he said that, I lost it.
We're only showing the aftermath of surveillance video we obtained of the crash that killed Kiana 1 week ago this hour, New Year's Eve night, as lots of police, fire department crews, and medics arrived, where 1 week later, lots of shattered glass still fills the spot here along Ogans Avenue, while anguish fills the heart of Kiana's dad, especially knowing that there are signs along this very curving stretch of Ogans that say no truck parking on this street, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Kiana was a passenger in an Uber at 10:45 p.m. that Philadelphia police say was navigating a bend in a Honda Accord driven by a pregnant woman.
She basically ran under an 18-wheeler that was parked on a residential street. And I guess she died at the scene. That truck shouldn't have been parked on a residential street at all. But the night it happened, she opted out to drive because, New Year's is kind of crazy. So she opted out to drive. She got in an Uber thinking that was the safe thing for her, and it wasn't.
Fox 29 News spoke with another Uber driver working that night who had passed the same exact spot just 15 minutes before the deadly crash.
There were two large trucks parked at Nedro and Ogans.
What was your thought when you saw that truck there?
My thought when I saw the truck there, it was very unsafe. It was very dangerous, and I didn't like it being parked there myself because when I made the turn to Nedro, I had to make a wide turn because you couldn't see around the car.
Tonight, we saw another truck parked right next to the no truck parking in the street 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. sign, sticking out over a marked bicycle lane. Philadelphia police, still investigating the fatal crash, say the unoccupied tractor-trailer Kiana's Uber hit was awaiting roadside assistance.
They said that it's still an ongoing investigation. And I'm just like, at a loss for words that this situation happened.
On three, we're going to say, Kiana, we love you.
Kiana's funeral was yesterday. She worked at Children's Hospital and was scheduled to graduate nursing school in April. Her family and friends had planned a big celebration then, not to say goodbye forever now, to somebody so young with so much promise.
Kiana, we love you.
On January 6, 2025, 28-year-old Kiana Sutton was laid to rest in Philadelphia, leaving her family and loved ones struggling with the profound loss. As they mourn her passing, the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office has stated that the investigation into the tragic crash remains open and active, with authorities continuing to search for answers surrounding the circumstances that led to her death. The tragic death of 28-year-old Kiana Sutton highlights several crucial lessons about safety, responsibility, and the ripple effects of loss. Kiana's decision to take an Uber for safety on New Year's Eve demonstrates the importance of making responsible choices when it comes to transportation. However, the story also highlights the dangers of disregarding traffic laws, as the truck involved was illegally parked in a restricted area, creating a hazardous blind spot for drivers. This preventable factor contributed to the crash, reminding us of the importance of following rules to ensure everyone's safety. Kiana's family's search for answers further emphasizes the need for accountability and justice in tragic situations. Rest in peace, Kiana Sutton.